everyone that's on this earth and their wives. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So everybody got their land once he designated the lands that's going to be Israelites, for the Israelites. For the Most High's portion is his people. Jacob is a lot of his inheritance, see? So the Most High divided and he separated all the nations. So when the Mashiach comes, since we are integrated and think that's okay, like the great melting pot of America, this is what he going to do. Matthew 25:32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them as the Most High. We just read what the Most High did in Deuteronomy 32:8. He divided to the nations their inheritance. He separated all the nations according to the 12 tribes of Israel, getting their land. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So you got the sheep and you got the goats, right? And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Now this is coded. A parable, which most don't understand. But here go the understanding. He's going to set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left, right? Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, who are who? The sheep, I say, the lost 12 tribes, or the lost sheep of the house of Israel, or the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Hear that? The kingdom was prepared for the sheep from the foundation of the world. He said in Matthew 15:24, who the sheep? But he answered and said, I am sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's the sheep, the house of Israel. Who live in the house? The family. The 12 tribes of Israel. 1/3, mind you. So he's going to set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Who the goats? And I tell you, it's a mindset. It's the goats themselves and the mindset of the goats. Daniel's 8:21. Daniel's 8:21. We're dealing with this lust. So if you lust to be like them, that's what he said. Who's the goats? Daniel's 8:21. And the rough goat, which is the topic here, is the king of Grecia. And the great horn of power that is between his eyes is the first king. Who is the first king of the Greeks? Alexander the Greek, which is in the Bible. When you read 1 Maccabees, the first chapter, the first verse, which is in between Malachi and Matthew. This is missing. The Greek Empire, because you go from the Persian Median Empire to the Roman Empire. So where's the Greek Empire? Because listen what it says here. It's in the Bible. It's all here. Our story, his story, is right here too. It's just a matter of it's been excluded, taken out of the Revised Version Bible. If you don't understand prophecy of Daniel, how are you going to understand this? It's there too. But here it is here in Maccabees, clear, plain and clear. Even a child can understand this. That went to school and learned about his story. Because you learn this in his story. Listen, the first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persian and Medes. Who took down the Persian and Medes? Alexander, the Greek, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. There it is right there, in the Apocrypha. So the story is right here. So he's going to separate the sheep from the goats. As I say, it's not just the actual ghost. It's a mindset. That's why he said, come out of her, my people, that you receive not of her plagues. Because you lusted after the things that they would have. Because he said he's going to make us jealous by a no people and a foolish nation. He's going to make us angry with a foolish nation And here we are fulfilling what it is that the Most High said he's going to do. So therefore, if you're going to follow suit with it, you're going to fall right with the other nations that's following suit with the goats. Listen. Matthew 25 and 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, the sheep, come, ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world, because your name going to be written in the book of life. But what are you going to say to the goats? Those that are the goats, which rough goat is the king of Grecia. So those that are the goats, Esau is the end of the world. So you have that mindset of the way this world, he said, love not the world. You have the mindset of Esau world, then hey, you a goat. You a goat. This is what he's going to say to you. Matthew 25 and 45. Then shall he answer them, saying, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these least of these, you did it not to me, in helping and doing the things you're supposed to do to those that are in need. And these shall go away into everlasting. Let me make sure you understand. Verse 41, first and foremost, let you know what he's talking about. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, who are the goats, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire. Depart from me, just the judgment of Mashiach Yahushua, of those that's on the left hand, dealing with Satan and all his imps and Esau and all his ways that he is dealing in this world, contrary to the ways of the Most High, that you say, we ain't got to follow this law, we ain't following that, we ain't doing that. You Edomite, you just like them. You just a chocolate-covered Edomite, that's all. It don't matter how you look. It's about that spirit that's in you. And even to them, they should be wanting to learn this truth. They should want to know. Because he's telling you, look, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, who are the goats, depart from me, get away from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. You hear that? It's prepared for the devil and his angels. Devil means deceitful and evil person. Deceitful, a liar, person that lie, and deceitful, dealing with falsehood, and his angels. So we got devil got angels like Mashiach got angels. That's coming with him. Remember it said in verse 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, holy angels. You got holy angels, you got wicked angels. Here it is. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. So what he say? Verse 46, and these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. That's what the word is saying. So this is what you got to understand. Why he say, come out of her, my people, that you be not part of her plagues that he will bring upon the wicked and those that are following the way of this world, when he said, love not the world. So I say you worldly. And lust and choked, it'll just, look, go to Mark, the 4th chapter. Mark, the 4th chapter. And verse, verse 19, Mark 4 and 19. And the cares, okay, let's look at verse 18. Mark 4 and 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word. These are those that are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, lusting after the desiring all the things of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches. Hear that? Deceitfulness means those that are getting rich are lying. They're deceitful. They're dealing in falsehood. Of riches, And what will a man give for his soul? Sell everything out. For, like I said, for the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things, desiring all these other things, entering in, it enters in. You've been taught the word, choke the word. You hear that? Choke the word. Just put a stranglehold around the word. And it becomes unfruitful. Becomes unfruitful. Because you are the world. And the world gonna choke the word because there's not about the word, because they're not of the world of Israel. They're not of the word of the Most High. This world we talk about, the right world, is the world of Israel that's going to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High, following His laws, statutes, commandments, having faith in the Most High, fearing the Most High, crying to the Most High in humility, and not counting themselves as one of the righteous. When you can't even number yourself on the chariot, 144,000, or a part of the 1/3. And we know our numbers in the stars in the sky and the sand of the sea. We got to humble ourselves before the Most High. But He's going to laugh and mock us, as it is written. Look at how lust, an example of how lust will make you sin. Let's go back to Eve, where it all began. Go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. And let's look at what he asked her. It said, now the serpent was more subtle, sneaky, and crafty than any beast of the field. And you understand this? We are beasts. Men are beasts. People are beasts, which the Most High power had made. And he said unto the woman, not unto the man, but unto the woman, Eve, yeah, had the Most High said, you should not eat of every tree of the garden? How you know this? Because you right there listening. Right there amongst the sons of the Most High all the time. Listening. Giving Adam directions. Adam telling her. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. So we can eat of she know, because she said we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So the topic is lust, that's why we're here. So she telling us, serpent, hey, we can't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's in the midst of the garden. She knows this. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. The first lie ever told. Ye shall not surely die, because the Most High told her. Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Now he came back and said, hey. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. It's no different than Ecclesiasticus 3:24. Hold that. We coming back there. It's no different than Ecclesiastes 3:24 in the Apocrypha. For many are deceived, lied to by their own vain opinion. By the way they think. Worthless, good for nothing opinion. The way you think. And an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. You allow Satan to come in. That's evil. Because you drew it to it. Because your vain opinion is off. When you know what's right, most people know what's right and they still do what's wrong and think the Most High ain't gonna deal with them. Or they look at man, oh man, fear man more, so they do the Most High. They're not knowing the Most High still gonna get you. That's why I say many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless opinion. And an evil, the reason why this vain opinion comes in because an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment, right? Evil comes in, allow the devil come in and make the decision for you on the left-hand side. You a goat. You gonna be right there burning in the lake of fire if you don't change and repent and seek him 10 times more. It's real. So look what she said. She said, but of the fruit of the tree, this is Genesis 3:3, but the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die, right? Keep in mind, Ecclesiastes 3:24. And the serpent said unto her, the woman, ye shall not surely die. That's that an evil suspicion overthrowing the judgment, right? The right judgment. Here comes Satan in to make you do the wrong thing. Make you say the wrong thing, make you think the wrong thing, make you say the wrong thing, make you do the wrong thing. Listen, for the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods. You're going to be as powers. Powers of authority. You're going to have this knowing good and evil to the woman. Now, her job was to be a helpmeet. I mean, that's what the Most High said, whether you women like it or not. This is what he said pertaining to the woman. So, he said, he's telling her this. Listen, your eyes going to be open. You're going to have power. That's what he's saying. You're going to be as the gods. Most High of Mashiach, you're going to be just like them. Lying to her. First lie ever told, you shall not surely die. Because he told her when you eat, he just said, lest she die. Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, meaning to see by their own vain opinion, this is her opinion. But that evil suspicion overthrown her judgment, right? Because Satan is in there. She drew evil to her because she said, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes, looking good, and a tree to be desired, what's that? Lust. Lusting. That lust is what? Desires. Here it is, a tree to be desired, to make one wise. Now she gonna think she wiser than the man, than Adam. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, her husband with her, and he did eat. See? That lust, that desire to be wise, to know more than what was given to her. And it's like it tell you what she didn't need to do that. She didn't need to do that. It was enough that women have to do, if they would do what they're supposed to do according to this Bible, that they would have to be trying to do like what a man does. Or being on the page of Adam, who was dealing directly with the Most High, naming everything, and he had works that he had to do. She want that same power. That's why the Most High tell you in Ecclesiastes 3:21, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. This is above her strength. She following the devil. She following the serpent. She following the dragon. She following the beast. She following everything that's contrary to following the righteousness of the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua. Straight up. That's why it says, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee? She was commanded to be a helpmate to Adam, to help him as he's doing what he's doing. Think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. But you seeking out things that's in secret and coming up with your own vain opinion and allowing Satan to come in to make the wrong judgment in your life. And some of you going to be thrown in the lake of fire because you ain't going to repent. You ain't going to know how to repent. You ain't going to do it because you think, the Most High is going to, he ain't done it. The Most High is long suffering. But all of us, we're going to pay now, we're going to pay later, but we're going to pay. Ain't nobody getting out of this. Nobody. You ain't getting out of this. This is real, people. Look at James, the first chapter. James 1:14. We're dealing with lust. These desires. And most of it's carnal. It's not spiritual. Nobody lusting after spiritual knowledge. Who's really asking, how the Most High feel about this? Who really is seeking out the Most High's word to say, well, what about this? What about that? You already know. You're supposed to already know. You ain't asking no question about himself. You're supposed to already know. Look, James 1:14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Because it tell you in verse 13, let no man say when he is tempted, you're tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot, I repeat, the Most High cannot be tempted with evil. Don't put the Most High in that. The Most High cannot, the Most High is not evil. He created evil for those that are deceived by their own vain opinion and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Allow Satan to come in and make them do the wrong thing. He made evil for those that draw evil to them, but not following the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. So therefore you draw evil to you. And I mean, Job is a perfect example. Most I say he's upright, hate, shoot evil and so forth, and perfect man and so forth, but he had a flaw. And these are examples that he gives us because he thought he was righteous. He thought he was so righteous that this shouldn't be happening to him. Whom Most High love, he chastises. We're going to all go through some hell or catch it. Or you're a bastard. You see? So it's come around to all of us. We just got to be ready for it and deal with it. Like you say, take it cheerfully. Keep it moving. Listen. Verse 13, James 1:13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. See? It's your lustful desires, the things you desire that draw that evil to you. So you see that she desired to have power. He desired to have that power, like a lot of you women. That's where women's live. You go back before women's lived, you see what women were, the order that women were in. They weren't dealing with no power. You couldn't vote. You couldn't determine who's going to be over you at all, period. And in our custom, a lot of times the father and the mother decided who you're going to marry as a woman. They always say, oh, you're going to marry their son. And you're growing up knowing that you're going to marry each other. When the time came that you would come together, you're a virgin. Ain't like it is now. Everybody done jumped around here, there, and everywhere. Where you gonna find that? You can't hardly find that nowadays. But that's our custom. You see? A righteous custom that the Most High gave us how to do things. Not the way the world is now. That's why I say you either sheep or you a goat. You gonna follow the way of this world and say, people say, well, you gotta follow the law of the land. Therefore you gonna follow every law of the land? Some of you are, as Israelites. And you're going to be off in the eyes of the Most High. When the judgment comes, you're going to be like, nah, I can't deal with this because you didn't do it, but you ordained it to be happening. Therefore, you are part of it. You get the same judgment. So I say, come out of her, my people. Come out of the ways of this world. You don't have to deal with this world and the things that's wicked in this world. You can come out of it and be righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And the Mashiach Yahushua, when he judged, he said, okay, well done, my servant. Just got to work on ourselves continually every day that he give us opportunity to get ourselves together. Every day. We here. So there's no excuse. If you wake up, therefore you here on this earth to be able to work on getting ourselves together every single day. That's why he said, look, verse 15, then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin. You hear that? When lust is conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, that's the transgression of the Most High's laws, his rules and regulations. When it is finished, bringeth forth death. That death is what Hamashiach Shai said, hell, fire. When sin, it is finished, bringeth forth death. It ain't just dying. It's about dying and the Most High cast you into that lake of fire. He said, do not err. my beloved brethren. Don't err. Don't be off in your own vain opinion. That's why he told us in Jeremiah 17th chapter. You following the way you think, your heart, right? Your mind. This is what I feel. How many people say that? But prove it according to thus say the Most High. That's why I said 1 Thessalonians 5:21 says, prove all things. Are you proving what you're saying? And how you feel? Or are you just running your mouth? Or how you feel? That's what the Most High got something for you. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart, which is the mind, the way you think, is deceitful above all things. Deceitful above all things. And desperately wicked. Wow. Your mind is deceitful above all things, especially now in this day. It's worse than it ever been. That's why I say you're either going to be a sheep or the goat. You're going to think like a sheep, you're going to speak like a sheep, and you're going to act like a sheep. The lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. You should want to be. I mean, even in religions, they telling that you're a spiritual Jew, you're a spiritual Israelite. But are you really spiritual Israelite if you talk about you ain't under the law? Because Israel going to be following the laws. Myself Shai said, think not that I come to destroy the law of the prophets. I come not to destroy but to fulfill. Fulfill the things that's written in the law of the prophets concerning him. Coming here suffering for the sins of the 12 tribes of Israel. Taking away the law of sacrifice from us. That we go through him to go to the Most High. On our behalf. Said, one jot or one tittle shall not pass from the law till all be fulfilled. The earth is still here. We standing on it. We sitting on it. It's still here. He said, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The Most High know. He know. That's why we can't really get caught up in thinking the way we want to think. You got to think according to thus say the Most High. That's why it says, seek ye out the book of the Most High and read. No one of these shall fail. And none shall want her make. You can't match nothing with the Bible. Nothing. Bring it forth. What book you going to bring forth that's going to match the Bible? Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. No matter what topic you want to bring forth, it's all here in this Bible. But do man know it? No. But man going to run their mouth and act like they know it. But say, open, hand them the Bible, say, show me. Let's talk. Let the Most High's word talk. That's the main thing we got to look at. Because we did too much talking, and he did enough applying. Straight up. But see, everybody's tempted of their own evil desire, dragged away and enticed. Let that evil judgment come upon you, because you draw Satan to you. Then after your desires conceived, it brings forth sin. And when it's fully grown, this sin is fully grown, you're going to have death. That's what we just read. 2 Peter 2. 2 Peter 2 and look at verse let's look at 2 Peter 2 and verse 9. We'll start at verse 9. Say, the Most High knoweth how to deliver the righteous out of temptations, right? And to reserve the unjust, those that are breaking his laws, statutes, commandments, those that say they ain't under the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, those that say we're not under the law, but we're under mercy and grace, and they're Gentiles grafted in and speaking in tongues and filled with the Holy Ghost and all that. That's the unjust. Reserve the unjust because they're not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. They're eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, anything go in their mouth. As long as they say they pray over it, it's good. I'm just doing the dietary law. They ain't keeping no ceremonies of the Most High, the holy days. They ain't doing that. They following Christmas and Easter and Halloween and all that stuff in the church. Got the Christmas tree up in the church, the pagan, you know, things that the pagans do, they doing right up in the church unto this day. And to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. That's why I be warning you. Listen. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness. Hear that? Walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, desiring all these, enticed by all these sexual desires and wanting somebody else's man or woman and so forth. Uncleanness, walking around doing vile acts. Men with men and women with women. That's a vile act, as it says in Romans 1:26 down. Come on. And you the desire that's with them, you're gonna get the same judgment it says in verse 32. That's death. If you don't repent and come out of that and change. You can change, desire it. The Most High, pray to the Most High, He will change you. Verse 10, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed. I do what I want to do. Most High know my heart. We done read the heart is the secret of all things are desperately wicked. Self-willed. I do like I want to do. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Those that's in high ranking on this earth. Of the Israelites I'm talking about within our nation. Whereas angels, listen at this, whereas angels, which are greater in power and might. Angels that are greater than us in power and might. Strength, powerful. Angels bring not railing accusation against them before the Most High. Hear that? They ain't bringing railing accusations against them that are righteous before the Most High. But these as natural brute beasts, hear that? Men, women, that's natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, hear that? Made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not. They speak evil of the things that they understand not. They don't even know what's happening, but they speak evil of something that they don't understand. They ain't got the understanding. Sometimes you can get the understanding, you ask, what's the understanding? But no. Moses said, but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed. Hear that? They made to be taken and destroyed. That's why he said going to cast them in the lake of fire. Speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Woo. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. Because the righteousness is the keeping of the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. As they that counted pleasure to riot in the daytime. Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. They're a bunch of liars, but they eating right along with you. Smiling in your face, but they liars. Lusting, having eyes full of adultery. Here it is, having eyes full of adultery. Desiring some other man's woman. And got another man's woman, it's like, she repent, come out of it, then you got an attitude. Because they ain't stay with the evil that you are. That's why you got the children of the Most High, you got the children of the devil. That's Israelites too. Don't get it twisted. That's why all Israel not of Israel. They might claim to be Israelite, don't mean that they're Israelite. All Israel not of Israel. You're an Israelite if you part of that 1/3. 2/3 gonna be cast into the lake of fire. Care about that and show me where you gonna bring the unrighteous, these wicked people back through the righteous. He said a good tree bring forth good fruit. A corrupt tree bring forth corrupt fruit. So who's gonna be corrupt in the kingdom? That's bringing forth corrupt fruit that's gonna make it to the kingdom. To the kingdom of the Most High. Ain't no wickedness going into the kingdom of the Most High. He's gonna destroy them. They're gonna be destroyed. And they're gonna be used as examples when he purge out those that are wicked. All 1/3 ain't making it. When he purge out those, you're going to see them being put to death. Hopefully, most will, it won't be us. Hear what it said? Sporting themselves with their own deceivings Bunch of liars. While they feast with you. You feeding them. They gave them food, wine, whatever they wanted. Feasting with you, but they deceivers. Right there, lust. That's our topic, lust. Desires. Having eyes full of adultery. Hear that? Eyes full of adultery. They want your woman. And the woman that you have, hopefully she's wise enough not to be able to be taken with this, but women are. They're the weaker vessel. There's still no excuse because you're going to be held accountable. Straight up. Having eyes full of adultery and that cannot cease from sin. They cannot cease from sin. They cannot cease. I don't understand how people can look at this Bible, read this Bible, because most people that go to church, they read the New Testament. What is sin? Sin is 1 John 3 and 4. 1 John 3 and 4. For sin, whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Whose law? The Most High's laws. So it says in 2 Peter 2 and 14, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin. So they could not cease from sin. Like he say, you looking at a man's woman, you sinning. Them lustful demons looking at a man's woman, you in sin. Just looking at her. You ain't touched her. You ain't said nothing to her, just looking at her. Then you got men that's just like this. Beguiling unstable souls. See that? Fooling unstable souls. In heart, they have exercised with covetous practices. Cursed children. Hear that? Cursed children. And we the children of Israel. Ain't talking about nobody else. They ain't talking about no goats. It's talking about us. Because we the children of Israel. Which have forsaken the right way. What's the right way? Mashiach Shai said, I am the way. To show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. John 14:6. They have what? Which have forsaken the way, the right way. He's the right way. Satan's the wrong way. Most High got his right hand and his left hand. Which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, following the way of Satan. That's why many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless thinking, because the evil, because Satan came in, because you worship Satan when you dealing with the sins that the Most High said we shouldn't be doing, transgressing his laws. Balaam, the son of Beshor, who loved the rages of unrighteousness. He loved to see you be unrighteous. That's who you following. But was rebuked for his iniquity, the dumbass speaking with man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet. See? These are wells without water. You got a well, but they ain't got no water in it. Clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. I hope that's not you. Darkness means ignorance and not knowing this truth. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, remember me to see by their own what? Vain opinion. So they speak very swelling words of vanity, things that have no merit, that's worthless. They are lured through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, desires of things that are not profitable to your name being written in the book of life. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error. Those who were clean escape from them who live in error. Escape, but here they're going to draw you back into the unrighteousness. Like some of you done learn the truth, then you go astray, then you come back in, you're going back and forth. Most High ain't dealing with you. You unstable in all your try. Look, go to James, the first chapter. Verse 5. James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Pray to the Most High to give you this wisdom. But let him ask in faith, believing in him, nothing wavering. You wavering. You can't ask the Most High something to say, oh, it didn't happen, he ain't doing nothing. But me, it ain't gonna happen, so why ask? That's wavering. Sometimes, oh yeah, and some of you only acknowledge the Most High when something good happens. You never say praise the Most High for everything. Everything. He words be praised for everything. That's why I start off with Colossians 3:17. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. That's for everything. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. You better learn how to say it, because his name is jealous. I didn't praise the Most High for nothing except for whenever you see something righteous or something good happen in your life that you say is good. That's great in your life. Now I'll praise the Most High. But what about when the bad happened? Still praise the Most High. He said, hey, when you come to serve the Most High, prepare yourself for temptation and constantly endure. Constantly endure. Praise him. He said, verse 6, but let him ask in faith. That's faith is what? Believing in the Most High. Nothing wavering. You can't be wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea. Wave of the sea. Going this way and that way. You don't know which way they're going to go. Driven with the wind and tossed. You over here with this doctrine, that doctrine, feeling this way, feeling that way. Because Satan has got you. The devil, you rolling with the devil. You ain't rolling with the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua, no matter how you look at it. Because you got certain things that he already said as a program of the Most High you have to do. You don't do it today, you ain't with him. You're the world. And you're going to burn with the world. Say, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. If you wavering, you straddling the fence. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. See? That's why Mashiach told you, man, it'd be better for you. Look, turn right to it. Revelations 3:15. Revelation 3:15. I know thy works. He said, most I say, hey, to Mashiach, I say, I know what you're doing. I know your actions. That thou art neither cold nor hot. It's a wavering person. You ain't cold or hot. I would thou were cold or hot. I wish you were just not dealing with it at all or be hot in it. Listen. So then, because thou art lukewarm, you wavering. You wavering. You doing it, you trying to follow the program of the Most High, being in this truth your own way. The way you think. So I say, I know your works. Well, so many are deceived by their what? Own vain opinion and an evil suspicion overthrowing the judgment. Ecclesiastes 3:24. So then, because thou art lukewarm, you straddling the fence, you in the truth, but you're not in the truth, you're doing it your way. Well, I want to do it this way. I want to be worldly, but I still want to be in the truth. No, it don't work that way. Either you're going to be in it or you're not going to be in it. You got to choose life or death. That's what. You choose a death. You lukewarm, that's what he say. He says, so then because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Woo. He said, I'll spew you out of his mouth. What's coming out of his mouth? What's he saying? I'll spew you out of his mouth. Listen. This is what's coming out of his mouth. Revelation 19:15. And out of his mouth, Revelation 19:15. Out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. The sword used to kill people.